Okay, so this is a question I get a lot. And it is, how do I find my purpose? I really want to step into my purpose. I just don't know what that purpose is. Or people know what that purpose is, or they think they know what it is. And then they're going along a misaligned path to that purpose. So I want to talk about a few different ways that you can go about finding your purpose. But as you will see from this video, it's not about finding it at all. So a lot of people, if you go on YouTube and you Google, how do I find my purpose? You're going to find ways to come to that answer of finding your purpose. But I look at it very different. And I believe that there's a little more nuance to finding your purpose or actually taking the journey into your purpose, which I like to talk about a little bit more instead of just getting the answer to your purpose. Now, let me talk about a few different things. So, step one is, or way one, as I like to call it, is that before you came here to the earth plane, before you did any of this, and whatever you believe, that's fine. I've been an intuitive channel for 25 years. So I have a more spiritually minded belief system about our purpose and coming here and our mission on the earth plane, which I'm going to describe in a minute. But I also take a very scientific, somatic approach to stepping into that purpose. So there are two different things here. Number one is knowing it, figuring it out, which I don't think that that's the goal right now. And the second thing is that, okay, so you're here and you figure it out, but then how do you actually step out of your comfort zone and out of familiarity and actually take those steps and those big leaps into an impossible dream that you think is impossible or a purpose that you think is a little bit difficult, or else you would have stepped into it already and not be watching this video, right? So let's go back to step one, is looking at the spiritual mission, the spiritual element of all this, is that you had a pre-birth plan, right? So you came here to the earth plane with a plan of highest alignment. Now, the other side challenges us, right? They say, hey, this is the ultimate mission. But if you come down here and hit a few destiny points and you learn at this school of earth and you change and you do some of it, great. Once you come back to the other side, you can ascend a few levels in your acceleration of your spiritual consciousness. And that's great because all in all, it's not perfect. Nobody gets it 100%. But when we come down to the earth plane, we want to be able to have not only the feeling that we're fulfilling our life mission, that we're inspiring people to fulfill theirs, but also that we're doing it with ease, with joy, and with abundance. Okay. So we don't want to be just sitting on our hands, white knuckling it, trying to force ourselves to find our purpose while we're out and about in the world, struggling and overwhelmed and anxious and all that stuff. That's definitely not filling our purpose. Okay. So you, before you came down here, I'm going to bring something to you that you might say, oh, that's interesting. You actually decided it. You actually came down here with a purpose and decided what that was going to be. You talked about it with the ascended masters over there, your spirit guides, the people on the other side, whomever you refer to as the universal power. You looked at your lessons from the past and you said, this is what I want to bring to the earth. This is what I want to bring to human consciousness. And these are the lessons that I'm going to go through in my own life to fulfill that purpose. Okay. So, in order to get to our purpose, it's not just going to be easy. We have to take a journey to get to our true purpose because if you are a highly sensitive, intuitive individual, so this is number two of what I'm going to about to tell you, most likely you had challenges and adversity and you're highly sensitive because you had to be growing up. You had to monitor energy. You had to take on people's draining energy. Some of you may have experienced trauma, big or small, whether that was a move when you were younger and you didn't want to move, or your parents divorced, or there was alcoholism in your family, or you had some of the bigger, adverse things happen. You are a highly sensitive individual and being. So we live in a physical body, right? We don't just live in a spiritual body. We come here and we know our spiritual mission. There are some people that do know that, and that's amazing. But we also come here with not only a mission to fulfill on the earth plane, to help raise human consciousness. So that's part of it. That's a definite. We come here with a plan that just not benefits our purpose. It's not about you and your purpose so that it fulfills you. It's about universal consciousness. It's about fulfilling a purpose that connects to raising the vibration of the planet as a whole. So you have a very important job. Not everybody's the same flower, not everybody's the same spirit animal, not everybody has the same mission on the face of the earth, but the true highest path of alignment in your mission is to help raise consciousness. And that means helping to inspire people to take a leap into their mission. So that's as clear as I can be about that. It's not about coming into it here into the earth plane as a highly sensitive person, experiencing all these energetic breaks and breaches, and realizing there's a lot of pain in the world and wanting to fix people who don't want to be fixed or healing people when we're not healed. Okay. It's not about changing or fixing people when we see, oh my God, they have so much potential. I need to just, they're a family member, a friend, somebody we really care about. I need to take them, yank them off their path. I need to take them off their path and I need to fix them so that they're happy. No, we have to let them go to their path and figure out those destiny points that they need to figure out to hit their purpose. That's number two. And number three is if we are highly sensitive and we've had experiences in the past that have breached our ability to trust ourselves, to not self sabotage, to get into that overwhelmed and scattered thinking, that means we are experiencing on a scientific level because we're in a physical body, nervous system dysregulation or activation, or we're in, and what that simply means is just that we're in a state of fight or flight, or we're in a state of shutdown. And we cannot find our purpose through those states. Okay. And some of us, including myself, have been stuck there in decades. And what we do is we choose our placebo careers and our placebo missions, and we make choices. We choose relationships, we choose careers, we choose what we think our purpose is based on our survival state and where we are at in our nervous system. So if we're overwhelmed, scattered, anxious, or we grew up in an environment where they're like, yeah, creative artistry, not going to make you money. You got to be a lawyer or a doctor. So there's pressure on the family to do that. We are going to choose to please the people that raised us and say, okay, well, yeah, I don't want to be ousted from this family. This is survival mechanism, even though it's subconscious. It's not really true, but you're still operating from that space. We're going to choose a survival based mission. So if we're in that space, right, we actually have no connection to what our purpose is because we have no connection to our felt sense, no connection to our intuition, and no connection to our own self trust. We usually externalize those things. So it would be impossible even to take a snapshot of what that is. Think about all of the people that are inspirational in this world, the famous authors, thought leaders, people that you really are inspired by. What is the common denominator? Common denominator is that they all have a story about a journey of adversity that they moved through and developed a system or a method to break free. And then they inspired you to take that leap yourself, right? So part of your purpose is actually going on the journey to find your purpose. Okay. I know, light bulb moment, but it's true. It's not about figuring out Z and then moving toward it, because part of the journey of you coming here and being in alignment with your true self is actually taking the steps, not knowing what that purpose is, and becoming aligned with the universe and your intuition, and also scientifically your body, and grounding and balancing within that so that you have a clear portal to that, and then fulfilling your purpose by stepping into it. So we have a journey to go through. And so part of that, every step of the way in our healing, we get to experience this beautiful journey of getting to figure out what that purpose is. So it's not about going to an intuitive like myself or a transformational empowerment mentor like myself and coming to your first meeting or your first session, or in my case, I have a group mentorship program, a first call, and saying, Marisa, tell me what my purpose is. Because guess what? Even if I can, which, with my abilities, I'm able to do, look at the life path and say, look at these talents that you have. Of course, this is your life mission and purpose. You would look at me like I was crazy because you can't see it yet. And so, what I'm seeing in your path of highest alignment you're still stuck in that survival state. You're still stuck in doing what you think you should do, or to help people that can't be helped or don't want to help themselves. And so if I say to you, "Oh, here's your answer," you're going to say, "Oh, she's crazy. I don't even see it." Part of my own healing journey is I like things today that I could have told you I hated 5 years ago. Be like, I won't ever do this or that, or have this hobby. And here I am doing these things, right? So if somebody were to, they could be the best psychic or a channel or anything in the world and come down and tell me these things. And I'd say, based on what I know about my life now, I just don't think so. So even if you asked, what is my highest purpose? And I tell you, it's not going to make any sense, because what you see and what is in your periphery and what you see is based on your experience and what you know and what you've known up to this point. So part of finding your purpose is actually going on the journey to find it. So if you want to learn a little bit more about this, I do have a free community, which I'd love you to be a part of. It's called Momentum, and you're learning the basics of the nervous system, the basics of tuning back to your self trust, taking those first micro steps on to the journey of self discovery and moving through those stuck points and actually getting on the right path, right? Because you don't want to be on a wooden roller coaster anymore. You want to be on that steel roller coaster. So I'm from Pennsylvania. If anybody knows, there's a lot of amusement parks in Pennsylvania, and you got to love the Steel Force, right? It's a nice, smooth ride. If you know what that is, make sure you comment and let me know I know what that is. But yes, I would love for you to join me in my free community. So in the comments below, just click on that. And I also have a little special gift if you come and join us and join in the conversation about finding your purpose and stepping into it. And that is the Intuitive Empath Survival Guide. It is a 30-page guide which helps you get started on recognizing what your energy is and what it isn't, and having a little bit of boundaries there, because we know if you're highly sensitive and intuitive, you're picking up energies all around you, not really sure what's yours and what's not. So make sure you click on the link below.